Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am playing with the Galentine's Day collection by Traci Reed. I sent these to print at the Office Depot on 28-pound paper, and I really like a lot of these patterns in this collection. I swear if my all-time favorite collections are always Valentine's Day, because I can do pink, red, and white all year round. They are just, to me, just so pleasant and easy on the eye. They're just even in my wardrobe. And so this collection does it perfectly well. So what I'm doing and thinking of, I had seen it on Instagram of someone doing a layered heart in a traveler's notebook, but I cannot remember who it was, so forgive me, but the idea was inspired from that. And so I am cutting out two hearts from each pattern paper in order to glue them down the middle, and then kind of on each side, like bend the heart upward, so that way it has dimension and looks, very dimensional from the side. And I like the way it comes out, and I'm actually thinking that maybe I should have added a third layer. So if you're doing this and you have enough paper, definitely do 3 layers, because I feel like that would take it even up another notch. So you can see me using hot glue, because I like the dry time better with hot glue, and then me pressing up the center wings. I don't actually make a crease or anything. I just definitely like bend them ever so softly up word, so that you can still see the same pattern repeating underneath it. And I really do like this. This is also a good way, if you like a lot of papers in a collection, like to showcase like the entire collection's pattern papers, you know what I mean? So I think I cut out 12 total, because I'm making definitely like another kind of grid layout in which I have all these photo hearts around my photo. As you see, that's pretty much the general layout of it all. And I'm just making sure I have enough pink and the white and the black spots across the layout. And the picture I'm photographing was honestly just a quick selfie one morning with Valentina, like in front of the car before we got in it to go to the sitter and for me to go to work. And she just smiled so perfectly. Like, she understands say cheese now, and so she says cheese. And like, it's always so funny how much like she starts to, I guess, look like one parent or the other, and she completely just looks like me. Because even when we smile, like our eyes are very like I'm gonna say like a Asian type, like very, we call it like chinita in Spanish, like we're very slanted eye. And when we smile, and I've always known this, like my eyes literally close. And so it's kind of the same on her too. If you can see, like she's full on smile, she's all these cheekies, and like her eyes are very little, tiny little squints. And it happens to me all the time too. So it's just a cute picture. Anyway, so back to what I'm doing. So I love the way that looked already, but then I thought, you know what? I even want to like jazz up the hearts a little bit more. So I took the smallest heart punch, or the second to smallest heart punch I have, and punched out the same pattern papers, all 12 of them again. And then I did them on like opposing hearts on different sides, either the left or the right. So I just wanted to keep in mind contrast mostly, so that you could tell that there was a pattern paper, and I never wanted it to like match the heart behind it. And so, obviously I have the diversity there, and it came out really cute too. So again, it's just kind of another way to like still just highlight all the pattern papers in a collection. And since they're all pink and red, black and white, it completely works entirely for this layout. So this one came out together rather easily as well, and I do use a few elements you'll start to see just from my stash in order to finish up like the loose ends that I wanted to. So for my photo, again, I'm using my photo rounder or photo corner rounder. I forgot. I mean, we probably all have this if you ever started Project Life, but you probably have a little dust on it. And since the layout, I always base it. If the layout has like curved elements like hearts, or if it was all circles, or if it's florals, I've kind of gotten in love again with the rounded corners instead of having the 90-degree points on layouts like that. But don't get me wrong, like if I was doing a grid layout or like something more angular, like squares, rectangles, and shapes like that, I probably would leave the corners at 90 degrees at that point. But that's just my philosophy behind rounding the corners out for recent layouts. I just feel like it softens it, and I used red paper from her collection still. And as simple as that is, I love the way it looks. It's so funny how like your style can change over time, because I was all about like the mixed media and the messy background and covering it up, you know, with all like the elements of a collection. And lately I just like it being very clean. And that's the whole point of this right now. So when you get collections from Traci Reed, if you've seen other videos, she does provide sticker sheets in which you can cut all the elements out yourself. But what I learned from the last time when I was working with the Still Me collection is that I don't utilize all of the elements completely on the sticker sheets. And so this time around, I decided to make my like own 8x11 piece of paper and copy over the ones that I wanted to use. So she has this bubble letter collection, and I love the way that looks. So you can see I have it on their sheet like sisters, because I do plan on doing a sister picture with me and my sister, and a few of like these almost like textured felt pieced hearts and like a bow and stuff. And so like they were just definitely elements that I knew I was going to use instead of printing out all of the elements and wasting paper. So I got to print out everything that I loved and not print out things that I knew I probably was least likely to use. So that's why I made the title for Love Ya, and I printed out the sister and a few of the other big things that I knew I'm going to use in another layout or two coming up soon. So stay tuned for more use of this Galentine's Day collection. So here I am, definitely just making sure that my box is at a 90-degree angle. So I have my T-square on one side and my other ruler line up against it. And so I'm just making sure that they all line up along the left and then on the bottom, and then the layout will come together quite easily. I will say that I think my spacing was a little off here, because there's like an inch on the left and like a ½ inch on the right. So I could have adjusted it a little bit over a little bit, but it's okay in the end, because you still get the idea of like the square and all of these hearts making these layouts. So here I am using just a few elements from a thicker pack. This was a Valentine's Day set that I picked up at not Hobby Lobby, Tuesday morning. So I'm just using the scripty I Love You, and Love You obviously is more in the center of this one, and a little banner. And then what I found was a collection of like red and white and pink buttons that I think I got at the dollar Target spot last year. I actually didn't hit up the Target dollar spot to see what Valentine's Day is, but that's beside the point. I don't need to be spending money. And then I have this, this is a sequins collection that I actually hauled for my December daily, because it's called Peppermint, but the colors are pink, white, and red, because yeah, that was like my whole colors for my December daily as well. So I have tons of supplies in these color schemes. So then in addition to a heart button, I also added sequins to each flower, oh my goodness, to each heart as well. And then, you know me, I have to have a little bit of mixed media. So here I am busting out some Vicki Boutin silver glaze gel. Yeah, so the silver, because the letters from the collection are more silver, because I could have just done iridescent, but I said, you know what, silver. And then I'm taking it through a tiny, tiny, tiny heart stencil that I have that has hearts and lines, and I do it a little corners worth in all 4 corners of the silver paste by Vicki Boutin, and it just adds a little something, something without taking it all over the page. Like I did, I think, on a previous video. I think I did all hearts across everything. But this one, I just wanted a little bit of a hint, so that way I kept the layout mostly on the clean side. It's my new style, I tell you, I like it. I will leave the link down below to Traci Reed's collection on her website. These are all digital products that you can send out to print. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, my scrappy friends, keep scrapping. Bye!